Joining me now, Daniel Davis, a retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel, saw 21 years of active service. He is now a senior fellow and military expert for Defense Priorities, a Washington-based think tank. Colonel, good to see you again. We have this offensive in the east that now appears to be underway. What are the key indicators in the coming days that you'll be looking for that the Ukrainians are holding their own? What would indicate perhaps they're in trouble?
Yeah, what we can expect first is what we've started to see really today, and that is a saturation bombing. Russia historically will saturate an area with artillery, with rocket fire, and with air power, and those are the key things that they're going to use to quote soften up some of the targets. Although along this very long line here, Russia, only known to Russia, they have selected probably several points where they're going to try to make penetrations in. And so one of the first things that we'll see is after this softening up period, which could be anywhere from 1 to 3 days, is that then some of this Russian armor that you just referred to will probably try to start making a breakthrough. Their intent would be to break through the front lines, then get into the rear areas and cause as much havoc as they can, and potentially cordon off certain parts of the Ukraine forces, and then try to destroy them in piecemeal. What we'll look for if the Ukrainians are successful is if they will prevent those penetrations and be able to use their local counterattacks within depth of the defensive positions, so that if they make a penetration, they're able to hit it in the flank and cut it off quickly. And that's really going to be the key to how this battle unfolds.
Well, during his nightly address, the Ukraine's president spoke about the missile strikes and the air attacks over the past 24 hours. Here he is.
The Russian army is not slowing down the use of missiles against Ukraine. They are pressuring, looking for a weak spot in defense of our state to find and enter there with the main forces.
So essentially confirming what you've been saying, but he also added that he believed that because of international sanctions, Moscow may have some trouble resupplying those missiles, and they're going through them at quite a rate. How do you see it?
Well, without a question, because it takes a long time, even without sanctions, to replenish those missiles, because it takes often months to make a new one. So there's no doubt that the inventory continues to go down, but that's when you're going to see an increase of use in heavy artillery, which they can make really just thousands and thousands of rounds without too much difficulty, and in the air power with the so-called dumb bombs, just to cause saturation bombings. They'll keep those precision guided missions for the high value targets. And unfortunately, I don't think that they're that short of them right now, because they've been preparing for this for quite some time.
The airstrikes here in Lviv about 24 hours ago targeted military installations, we're told, but also damaged rail lines. Is there any assessment on how badly damaged those rail lines are and the impact that could have on transporting heavy military aid from the US and NATO allies? Because they're also claiming a shipment of US weapons was destroyed during one of those strikes.
That's exactly right. And that is the big concern, because to have a good chance to hold on, Ukraine is going to have a lot of these heavy weapons, whether it's tanks, heavy artillery, or long-range missile systems, and infantry fighting vehicles, armored vehicles. They've got to have those. We just provided a bunch. Several other countries, NATO countries, have provided them too. The problem is those things can't just be driven there. They have to be put on either rail cars or heavy equipment transports on the road. And there's only 3 bridges over the Dnieper River right now that are up. And if Russia takes any of those bridges out, it will make it very, very difficult to get through. And we already know that Russia has been hitting specific spots on the rails and to disrupt those forces from getting through. And if they continue to do that, that's going to make it very difficult, no matter how much equipment we give them, for it to actually get up to the fight.
Very quickly, you have an op-ed out for CNN.com right now. It's worth a read. You say the main goal for Putin appears less to be the capture of geographic territory in the Donbass than it does the destruction of the Ukrainian armed forces defending in the east. Militarily, that looks like a far more attainable objective than the initial target of Kyiv. We're talking about 40,000, at least, of the best trained, combat-proven Ukrainian fighters. If that's the goal for the Russian offensive, why not just pull them back to safer Ukrainian territory?
Well, that's what I actually argued several weeks ago. I said that the Ukraine probably needed to have a plan to where they would fight what's called a fighting withdrawal, to where you continue to exact a price on the attackers, but you have pre-planned fallback lines to where you have defensible positions so that you don't get flanked. And it appears that Ukraine has chosen that they're going to stay in the defensive positions and just see if they can hold out. That's an option. I wouldn't have done it if I was in charge, but we'll see how it works out. Maybe they probably know more than I do.
We'll see. Colonel, thank you so much, sir. We appreciate your time. Appreciate being with us.
Thank you.